Tax Reforms Committee, Taiwo Yedele in Abuja. The communique was signed by the NGF chairman and governor of Kwara State, Abdurrahman Abdurazak. The forum proposed an equitable sharing formula for value-added tax. The governor says the revised VAT sharing formula must ensure the equitable distribution of resources of 50% based on equality, 30% based on derivation, and 20% based on population. The World Bank has projected 3.6% average economic growth for the Nigerian economy between 2025 and 2026, following ongoing reforms by the federal government. The APS Bank stated this in its report, Global Economy Prospects, January 2025, published yesterday. It added that recent reforms by the federal government helped to boost business confidence. The World Bank said in Nigeria, gross domestic product (GDP) growth increased to an estimated 3.3% in 2024, mainly driven by services sector activity, particularly in financial and telecommunication services. The UN Security Council has adopted a resolution reinforcing its commitment to Libya's sovereignty, stability, and unity through the extended sanctions and new measures on frozen assets. A report says that the resolution submitted yesterday by the UK received 14 votes in favor and only one abstention by Russia. It extends the sanctions originally implemented in 2011 and aims to strengthen the arms embargo, travel bans, and asset freezes to prevent further destabilization of the country. The resolution includes a pivotal provision regarding Libya's frozen assets and decided to allow the Libyan Investment Authority's frozen cash reserves to be reinvested. The official portraits of U.S. President-elect Donald Trump and his second-in-command, J.D. Vance, have been released ahead of their inauguration on Monday. Both Trump and Vance are pictured in blue suits, white-collared shirts, and blue ties, with Trump wearing a small U.S. flag pin on his lapel. Trump's expression in contrast with Vance's, with the president-elect's held title slightly downward, one eyebrow raised and his lips pressed together. Vance smiles at the camera with his arms crossed in a more relaxed pose. Pakistan's former Prime Minister Imran Khan has today been sentenced to 14 years in prison, and his wife Bushra Bibi to 7 years in a case related to the misuse of authority and corruption involving Khan's Akadar University project trust. Khan was also given a fine of 1 million Pakistan rupees, that's about $3,500, while Bibi was fined half that amount. An accountability court operating from Adiala jail in Rawalpindi, where Khan has been imprisoned since August 2023, had reserved its verdict in December last year and deferred the announcement 3 times. Bibi was arrested from the court premises. Khan, who did not appear before the court on January 13 when the decision was delayed for the 3rd time, had earlier claimed that the delays were an attempt to pressurize him. This marks the 4th major case in which the former Prime Minister has been convicted. Global Boys is reaching you live from Adamimogo 107.7 FM Ido-Ekiti. Still to come. Netanyahu's office says the hostage deal now agreed. Please stay with us.
Hello, good people of Ekiti State and its environment. For your private, political, family, or club meetings, and so on, of not more than 50 to 100 participants, we introduce to you Adamimogo Event Hall. Yes! Right at Olojudo's Palace, Adamimogo 107.7 FM's compound, Ido-Ekiti. Ample parking space, good security, clean environment. You also have the opportunity to book for a media publicity of your event on our fast-growing social media platforms. All these for a talk. Simply visit us at Olojudo's Palace, Ido-Ekiti, or call the following numbers for more inquiries: 0803-526-5812 or 0916-340-0878 or 0806-511-4430. You can also call 0806-380-8891. Adamimogo Entertainment Hall. We are waiting for your patronage.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook via Adamimogo 107.7 FM for happenings around you and news inquiries. Please contact our newsroom on this number 0811-801-8242. And now, the rest of the bulletin. And as a case of breaking news, the new Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mojisola Miranda, has named Temitope Adewale Adedeji as the new majority leader of the 10th Assembly. This follows the outside of former Speaker Mudashiru Obasa and former leader of government business, Naomi Adams. Announced to the rest of the news, the office of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says a deal to release the hostages has been agreed. Netanyahu had delayed a cabinet vote to approve the Gaza ceasefire deal yesterday, accusing Hamas of seeking last-minute changes to the agreement. However, the statement in the early hours of today by the Prime Minister's office said he had been informed by the negotiating team that agreements on the deal had been reached. The office added that the Security the Cabinet would meet later to ratify the agreement before approval from the full government is sought. Families of the hostages have been informed. Meanwhile, Israel's far-right National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir has threatened to withdraw from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's cabinet if he approves a ceasefire deal with Hamas after more than 460 days of war in Gaza. Ben Virgil slammed the agreement yesterday evening and said his ultra-nationalist Osman Yehudit party, also known as the Jewish Power Party, would quit the government if the ceasefire went through.
With an abandoned agreement approved and implemented, we will deliver our letters of resignation to the Prime Minister, and the Osman Yehudit party will not be part of the government, and we are resigning from it.
Ben-Gvir also said humanitarian aid and for electricity and water must be completely stopped from entering the war-torn Palestinian enclave in order to force the release of the captives that remain held by Hamas. At least 12 Maoist rebels have been killed by Indian security forces as New Delhi steps of efforts to quell the long-running rebellion. Police today says the operation broke out yesterday in the forested areas of Bijapur district and the state of Chhattisgarh, known as the heartland of the rebellion. A senior police official Sundaraj P told the newsman it has received information of the killing of 12 Maoists in encounters with the security forces. India has placed the death toll at 17. Adding that at least 3,000 police personnel were involved in the Operation 6 Wednesday night. David Lynch, the American filmmaker whose works include the surrealist cult classic Mulholland Drive and Twin Peaks, has died at the age of 70 years. Lynch's death was announced on his official Facebook page by his family yesterday. Lynch revealed in August last year he was battling emphysema, a chronic lung disease from many years of smoking. Considered by many a maverick filmmaker, he received 3 Best Director Oscar nominations throughout his career for his work on Blue Velvet, The Elephant Man, and Mulholland Drive. And on sport, Brazilian striker Neymar Jr. has said former Paris Saint-Germain teammate Kylian Mbappe became jealous of his relationship with Lionel Messi when the Argentine superstar joined the club in 2021. Speaking on a podcast hosted by former Brazilian striker Romario yesterday, Neymar blamed a clash of egos for the failure of the Three Stars to gel during their spell together at the French club. The 32-year-old Neymar Jr., who left PSG for Saudi club Al Ahly in 2023, said he initially got on well with Mbappe when the France international joined him at PSG in 2017. And with that sports story, we end this edition of Global Box on Adamimogo 107.7 FM. Olojulo's Paris, Idoikiti. Before we go, the highlights again. We told you that the Nigeria Governors Forum, NGF, has finally thrown its weight behind the tax reform bills submitted by President Bola Tinubu to the National Assembly. We also told you that Pakistan's former Prime Minister Imran Khan has today been sentenced to 14 years in prison, and his wife Bushra Bibi to 7 years in case related to the misuse of authority and corruption involving Khan's Al-Qadir University Project Trust. Finally, we brought it to you that the office of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says a deal to release the hostages has been agreed. And that's a Global Box on Adamimogo 107.7 FM, Olojulo's Palace, Idoikiti. On behalf of the production